Greetings, Hotep brothers and sisters. My name is Nkosi Mundari. Today is May 12th, 2012. I would like to take this opportunity to share with you an observation that I have made, a phenomenon, if you will, in our community, the black community. But let me begin by saying this. Brothers and sisters, our captivity here in North America under European domination and control has driven us insane. And I mean that in the most literal sense of the word. Allow me to underscore under European domination and control. All of our wants and needs from A to Z is supplied by Europeans. And every aspect of our existence on every level is controlled by them. This is an irrefutable state of dependence. This insanity that I speak of manifests itself in a myriad of pathological behaviors, one of which is the bastardizing of the European slave name. I have assigned a name to this behavior, and it is called pathological terminal uniqueness, or PTU. This behavior is exhibited by blacks who have a penchant for naming their children with unconventional names that are not tied to any historically known race of people, only to blacks here in America. This behavior is uniquely African American. And other races of people have identified this behavior in us as well, and privately and publicly snicker and make fun of it. And some of our own people mock and laugh at the names as well. It can be very embarrassing in certain professional settings. It is a sick, individualistically driven behavior which has grave counterproductive ramifications where uniting a people is concerned. And this should be our utmost concern, is unity. Our life philosophy should be the needs of the collective comes before the wants of the individual, which simply means my people come before me. Additionally, these names continue to drive a wedge between what we have become, which is Negroes, and who we really are, which is Africans. We should name our children with names that bind us historically, culturally, biologically, and tie us to the land, civilization, and culture that produced us, which is Africa. I have a few examples of these names that I'm talking about, and you've all have been exposed to these names, I'm sure, on some level, but they are all a variation of European names. For example, the name Marcus. We have Tremarcus and Jamarcus and Camarcus and Lamarcus and Demarcus, spelled in a number of different ways. The name Sean. You have Rayshawn and Dishon and Vashon and Tyshawn and Tayshawn. You have Shaniquas and Starquishas and Starkeishas and Raynishas and Traquans and Daquans, and you get my drift. This is not meant to offend those who carry the names, for clearly they had no choice. But it is meant to address the thinking of the parents who named them. It is a pitiful and pathetic attempt to be as unique or different as possible from your own brother and sister. To what end? What is being accomplished by this behavior? The European slave name in and of itself is a division. and its brand that signifies your slave status and its horrible legacy. The uniqueness that you seek has been masterfully achieved for you by nature through biology. Your uniqueness is beyond reproach. It is unmatched in the universe. So what's the point? One's uniqueness should manifest itself in unselfish deeds and love for self and kind. This is where your uniqueness should manifest itself. If you want to be creative with names, be creative with African names. There are plenty of African name books out on the market, but if the people are not conscious to its paramount importance, then the books are for naught. Also, please be mindful of the difference between African names and Arab names. These are a few African names: Keti, Kwame, Muntaga, Kai, Shaka, Lumumba, Akintunde. These are a few Arab names: Omar, Umar, Abdul, Abdullah, Mustafa, Muhammad. Be clear. A name is a very powerful component of a people's culture. It connects you to a land, people, culture, and civilization that is unique and distinct from other people's lands, civilizations, and cultures. Additionally, these other people's civilization and cultures identify you as one people profoundly distinct and different from themselves. This is why enslavers who understand the power of a name will go out of their way to the point of death to change the name of the slaves that they enslaved, i.e. roots and a very proud African Kunta Kinte reduced to a slave name of Toby. I know my people well, and I hope that we can move beyond being offended. It was not my intent. My intent was that we use the information shared so that we can remove the wedges that divide us and we become closer as brothers and sisters. That was my intent. Remember, we are African people. No matter where we are located geographically on the planet, we are one people. And it is irrelevant how many different names and labels and titles we apply to ourselves. Remember this: our enemies see us as one people and attack us accordingly. Asante Sana.